Everybody, so this is a video where I'll be solving an easy level problem from CodeChef practice section. So this is the code of the problem. I'll leave the link in the description below. So this is the question. Basically, the question says that we have to find the number of trailing zeros in the factorial of a given number. The first one, 6 right here, is the number of test cases, and the limit to that is 10 to the power 5, so we have to consider that as well. And then you will get 6 numbers. We have to take factorial of this number and find the number of trailing zeros in the factorial. So that is the question, and these can have values ranging from 1 to 10 to the power 9. So we have to consider these two constraints as well. So let's get started. So this is my regular setup that I have. So because I find C++ more comfortable, so I'll be doing it in C++, but the logic will be the same. So what we're going to do now is we have to find the factorial and we have to find the number of trailing zeros. So technically, for any number, what you do to find the number of trailing zeros, we know that 2 into 5 is 10. So we have to find the number of tens that we can form, because we know that for any number into 10 you are definitely going to have one trailing zero. Okay, one trailing zero plus the number of zeros it had previously. So generally also what we do is for any JEE level problems as well, because this is a beginner series. So for any JEE level problem that we used to solve, we used to find the number of 2's and 5's. So what we used to do is we used to factorize the number, and then we would compare the powers of 2 and 5. So then we choose the minimum one, and that will be the number of zeros. So this is the technical trend. So now here, how are we going to do that? So always while approaching a problem, the thing is to find symmetry. Here we have factorial, so there has to be some meaning to it that they have given us factorial. Let us see. See, we have 12, suppose. Okay, the number 12 factorial is what? Is 1 to 7. So this is 12 factorial. So now let us find. So we have a 2 here, we have a 5 here. So from we have a 2 here, we have a 5 here, 6 again has a 2, 8 again has a 2. So every alternate number will have a factor of 2, like 2, 4 again has like 2 2's, 2 raised to 2. So we get a 2 here again, but what we can observe is we are getting 5 after a very long period compared to 2. So we can find a little bit of a shortcut here, that we have to just find the number of 5's, and that will be our answer, because earlier also we were doing the minimum of 2 and 5. So even here what we can do is just count the number of times you get 5. So this is very easy now. We can just divide 12 by 5, we get 2, and then again divide 2 by 5, we're gonna get 0. So this is how it is. So we'll get 2 first and then 0, and then we'll just add. So that is it. What another intuition can be is you can find the powers of 2, like powers of 5. 12 divided by 5, and then 12 divided by 5 square, which is 25. So from here you'll get 5 raised to 1, from here you'll get 5 raised to 2. The number of times 25 has appeared. So that is how it goes. Programmatically it will be easier for us to continuously divide by 5, so that is how we're going to do it. Let's get into coding now. So the first thing that I do is I just do this. I type def long as ll. So for next however time I have to use long, I'll just type ll. So the first thing was test cases. So let's just see in t. Although the range of long is much higher than what it has been given to us for t, it's like 10 to the power 5, and long can go up to 10 to the power 9, I guess. More or less 10 to the power 9, that is how I remember it. So, but still, for the sake of uniformity, I'll just it doesn't matter, you can actually put long also, so it doesn't matter. Then we have taken in t. So this while t minus minus loop means that for all we are going to take all the test cases one by one. So LLN, since n restriction is 10 to the maximum value can be 10 to the power 9, so we have to keep it long. Now let us take in n as well. So now let us make a function. This is how I do it. Like, I always make sure that the name of the function is the name of the problem. That is just easy. Let's just create the function here. I also try to keep the variables same so that it becomes very easy for me to debug. Now we have this. Okay, you can do this in many ways, doesn't matter. I like to preserve the original variables and not do anything to that. So now we again have a while loop here. While num is not equal to 0, remember I told you that we have to divide by 5 till we get a 0. So num, okay, wait, the first step what we have to do is we also have to count it somewhere. So count plus equals k. Okay, so now we have added the value, we got divided by 5, and then you can do num equals num by 5. That's it, and then you have to return the count value. Let's just save this. This ender list is to make sure that the output format is same as that given on the CodeChef page. So another one thing that I forgot to mention for the code is that its complexity. So the complexity will be log of n to the base 5 because we are dividing it by 5 always, plus 1. So the plus 1 is just for this sake because it is going to run to make sure that it's not equal to 0. So that is how it's going to work. Yeah, so this is the output that we have got. You also have to pay attention to the time limit here because it is in the beginner section and easy section. We have 8 seconds, but mostly what you'll get is 1 second or less than that. So this is how it's gonna work. Also, I'd like to explain you about the complexity once. So this is the comment, by the way. So our complexity is log of n to the base 5. So I cannot represent base, so that is how I'm going to do it. And we know that max of n is going to be 10 raised to 9. So ours will be log 5, 10 to the power. So this is how it's going to be, and generally 10 to the power 9 corresponds to 1 second. So for if it would have been big O of n, okay, then this would have taken 1 second for the largest input. So whereas the complexity is less than that, which is like log of n to the base 5, so it's going to be lesser than 1 second. That is how it is, and that is how we're going to compute the complexity also. And please try to remember this but this was a great estimate of getting to know whether it is going to time out or it is going to be executed. So thank you very much, and do try this problem on your own as well.